Hi everyone, we're going to talk about Love is Blind Season 7, Episode 6 for the second time, at least for me, because I ran into so many technical difficulties the first time around. First time, the video that I shot, half of it was corrupted. Then my microphone broke, died on me, so now I'm using my iPhone. But anyway, I'm here. I'm going to soldier on for you guys. All of our engaged couples are in Mexico having a grand time. And off the bat, I can tell you that all of them have consummated their relationship with the exception of Taylor and Garrett. So I'll start off with the best couples, and then we'll end things off by talking about the mess. Tyler and Ashley are getting along well, as they have been this entire time. They are very much in sync. They have very similar views on intimacy. They believe that it's an act between people who love each other, because in that process, it's like they're exchanging souls or swapping souls, or just their souls are having fun together. And so we see a lot of times they are praying together. They're having grace together. It's a very intimate relationship between the two of them, and things are going well. And there's really not too much else to say about that. They're a little saccharine to me, but that could be a good thing. And then we've got Marissa and Ramses, and they are doing well with each other too. They are the first couple to have sex on the very first night, and apparently they've done it a lot. They're very much in sync. And there's not really too much else to say about them. Whenever you see Marissa, when she's talking to other people or when she's with him, she's beaming from ear to ear. So everything with them is going very well, at least for now. Garrett and Taylor are having a good time as well. They go paddle boarding and they talk about some more serious stuff. So they talk about the logistics of what their life will be like, because they are very career-minded, career-focused people. They would need to work out how that would all go. And they talk about their moms. And so now Taylor talks more about her mom, Fong, and about how great their lives were and stuff like that. So things are going pretty well with them as well. Monica and Steven are also getting along very well. They've been intimate with each other. And Monica's like, oh, and you see me now without any makeup. Do you still think I'm gorgeous? And of course, Steven says yes. And I should mention too, of all the couples, they kind of see each other in their more true form. So we learned that Garrett uses tape on his mouth when he sleeps. We see how much space Ashley takes up in the bathroom with all her toiletries. It's taking up 90% of the place. Tyler barely has room for his deodorant. So we see all those kind of cutesy types of things. Anyway, getting back to Monica and Steven. They get along well. They do an acupuncture date, and they talk about, organs quite a lot. And then later on, the entire group goes on a pool party thing. And when they get back home, they're just talking. And now we see some cracks in everything that's good. Not cracks per se, but we see that Morgan has why am I calling her Morgan? Her name is Monica. Monica is getting a little bit annoyed by Steven, because Steven, we know he is a talker. He's in therapy. He's very much about expressing his feelings, and he kind of talks a lot, right? And so he's talking about some stuff that went on that night. And Monica is like, you're not letting me get a word in edgewise. And she says, it was kind of cute before, but now it's getting kind of annoying. And Steven looks a little put off or a little surprised by that. So hopefully his chattiness isn't going to be too much of a factor, because being chatty, I'm the chatty person, you can't really control that very well. That just kind of, it is or it isn't type of a thing. But anyway, so now let's get on to the mess. And there are two messy couples, and these are two couples that I am not keen on to begin with. Let's talk about Tim and Alex. The two of them are on a little day date. I think they're eating ice cream or something. And Tim describes himself as an immovable object, and he doesn't like to argue about the small stuff. And I thought to myself, it's never good to be immovable. That's not a good thing. And also him saying that he doesn't like to fuss about small things. It's like things that might be small to you could be big to other people, and small things tend to snowball into bigger things. So that is not good. And Alex mentions that, she would be the more hot-headed of the two of them. And they were talking about logistics of, living together. And she says that she's the type of person, she'll leave a skirt here, a shirt there, like all over her place. And he says he's very tidy. And he says, you know what, when we live together, if you have your own little corner, you can drop your clothes there, but like, don't leave your stuff in my corner. So that, those are things that people can work on, but it's not the best situation right now. And then something else happens. So he's talking about his dog, so his pet. And so he keeps on saying dog, 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 dog. And we know that this is something that annoyed Alex before. And she's getting annoyed now. And so in some context, he was saying it as like, yeah, my puppy, like my four-legged friend. But other times he was saying it like dog, like, Randy Jackson dog or whatever, right? And I feel as though he's almost saying it's just get under her skin, which I don't know if that's a good approach, but anyway. And then, okay, so when I'm watching this, I binge watched 6 episodes or 5 episodes yesterday in one fell swoop. And I'm watching it at 1.5 speed because this is a lot to watch in bulk like that. Anyway, at a point I thought I might have skipped over something because apparently the two of them had a fight that I guess was off screen. Because what happened was we see Alex, she's on a couch, and then a door knocks, and it turns out to be Tim. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're not staying in the same hotel room. So apparently there was some type of squabble the night before, and she put her hand over his mouth to get him to stop talking, and I don't know, a whole bunch of other mess ensued, and they were mad at each other, and they stayed in separate hotel rooms. And then he said he didn't like the way he treated her, that she treated him, that she was being dismissive of him, trying to get him to shut up. And she said that she didn't think it was like that, and that's kind of the way she communicates. And he said that he came in with the intention of breaking up with her. So it's not good. And she persuades him to give them another chance. And she asks for a hug, and he doesn't want to move because he doesn't want to give her a hug. So he is sitting, right here, and she has to come up to him and hug him. And he looks so detached from her. They were never a favorite couple of mine. I don't know if they're going to withstand this. But the pièce de résistance is Hannah and Nick. Oh my God. Okay. So they're getting along pretty well the first night. They're chatting at the pool. Good times. Anyway, the next day they go to another pool or to the beach or whatever, and Nick sees some decorative swans, and he decides he wants to ride on them just for funsies, right? And she says that would give her the ick factor. I guess she doesn't want to see him riding something. Like, girl, what is your problem? But he's like, yeah, I want to do it. And she's like, oh, you do you, go do it. Anyway, yeah, Nick goes over and he wants to ride one of these swans. And there's a woman sitting by and she says, hey, I'll race you. And he says, yeah, okay. This is a woman who is old enough to be his mom. As Nick said, she was 60, but she was bad, which was hilarious. And Hannah was very upset by this. And we can see from the jump that she was jealous. So he does it, the woman wins, and then he gives her a high five, then he goes back, and she looks so disgusted, Hannah. And then later on, at the pool party, she's talking to one of the ladies, and she mentions this incident about how gross it was that he wanted to ride a swan. Like, what's your problem? He's just having fun. Anyway, yeah, and so Nick is talking to the guys, and he says that when he was in the hotel room, he saw a list of all of his negative attributes that Hannah wrote down. Is he self-confident? Is he too into his feelings? Is he delulu? All these different things about his negative attributes, and he's not very impressed, obviously. And so they have a confrontation later on. And Hannah reiterated how grossed out she was that he decided to ride a duck or a swan. And he's like, I'm showing you, like, I'm silly, I'm having fun, like, you don't like that, like, what's wrong with you, basically. Then Hannah reiterates how she feels and that she's not sure about him and how it was inappropriate of him to ride the swan to begin with and not defending her, and he was touching the ladies, like, he gave her a high five, like a woman old enough to be his mom, like, calm down. And then he said, you know what? I'm not the only one here who is delulu, which I'm very glad he said because that's totally accurate. Hannah, now that Leo was gone, Hannah is my least favorite of all of these people. And I personally think that she doesn't have the maturity to be in a serious competition that is going to lead to a marriage. I don't think she's ready to get married yet. I don't think she has herself together enough, personally. Anyway, so that's it. Again, I think that the best couples thus far, at least, are Ashley and Tyler and Marissa and Ramses. For now, I think Taylor and Garrett have potential, and I think Steven and Monica have potential. I think that Nick and Hannah are disasters, and Tim and Alex, I do not see things going well at all. So yeah, it's interesting because I always think whenever I watch reality shows, like I used to watch a lot of dating shows back in the day. Dating in the Dark, that was either from 2002 or 2004, so a very long time ago. That is one of the best dating and reality TV shows out there. Anyway, I find these things, these people are set up in very artificial situations, right? So these people are sequestered in a set somewhere, and all they have to do all day long is date, right? They don't have to worry about going to work. They don't have to worry about doing laundry, dishes, sending emails and stuff. Like, all they're doing is dating. Same way back when there used to be The Biggest Loser. I never really watched that show, but these people are in an area where all they do is work out. All they do is eat food that somebody else prepared for them, and they have trainers telling them what to do every single day. So you can be successful in that type of environment, but that is not the real world, right? The real world, there are so many external things that come into play. And I do know that that's going to happen. They are going to be meeting each other's parents. They're going to be moving in with each other and all that kind of stuff. And that's when the realness is really going to set in. So all this talk about how good things are and how they feel secure with these people, like, it's easy to feel secure with somebody when you have nothing else to do and you have all these producers taking care of your travel arrangements and your dates and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm interested to see how things go in the next batch of episodes. I will be here to review them all, and I would love to know what you thought of these episodes. Please leave a comment so we can start a discussion, and I'll see you later on I See Melanie. Okay, bye everyone.